Ladies and gentlemen, what do it do? Round two of this video. And we apologize for the audio issues earlier. We got them taken care of. So it is your boy CJ with his boy Frank, and we are here to discuss a show that is near and dear to Franklin's heart. February 13th, 1999, Raw is War. Now, Frank, please tell them why this show is so near and dear to you.
Well, first of all, it's a 1999 Raw, so of course it's near and dear. But after watching this show yesterday, my goodness, I did not remember how damn good this show really was. The crowd was freaking amazing for this show. All the segments were flat out phenomenal.
It
And
was an attitude crowd, so
what happened?
it was an attitude era Raw. So that's
Oh yeah. Yeah, but this was different. This was a special show. So this was the go home show to St. Valentine's Day Massacre. And we started the show off with Stone Cold and Mankind in the ring. Well, actually, first it's Stone Cold before Mankind comes out. And Stone Cold says he has 3 guarantees for St. Valentine's Day Massacre. One, he will beat Mr. McMahon. 2, he will walk over McMahon's carcass and head straight to the main event of WrestleMania. And then 3, at the match tomorrow, the steel cage main event, there will be bloodshed, and none of it will be his, meaning none of it will be Austin.
there was.
Then Mankind,
He stuck to that.
then Mankind comes out, and Mankind says he fully intends to walk out of the pay-per-view, which is tomorrow. This is a Saturday Night Raw, a special Saturday Night Raw. And Mankind says he fully intends to walk out as champ. And that means it will be Austin and Mankind at WrestleMania.
Ooh.
And then he says the fans want to fight tonight, and somebody is going to take a hell of an ass whooping. The scheduled match for this night was Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Mankind, and that's what Mankind's referring to.
Man,
So
two
that
top baby faces here, right?
yeah, but it's leading to something. It is leading to something. We will find out. So then Mr. McMahon and Rock comes out. Rock says he plans on making Mankind's death wish come true at the pay-per-view. And then he hands the mic over to Mr. McMahon, who tells Austin that Mr. McMahon himself is so confident he's going to win that he guarantees going to win tomorrow night, that he guarantees no corporate member or family member will interfere in the cage match. And if anybody interferes, they will be fired. Then he says after the cage...
You said it wrong. They will be fired.
So
that was a good impression.
Yeah. So he said after the cage match is over, that the WWE for Austin will never be the same again. And this phone is freaking pissing me off today. And then Mr. McMahon makes himself the special referee for the match later on in the night, Mankind versus Austin. For this whole opener, the crowd was insane. They were on Mr. McMahon's ass. The asshole chants for Mr. McMahon. This was a phenomenal opening segment. Just the crowd was into it. McMahon was over big as a heel. Phenomenal way. Yeah, I even said in my notes, one of the best openers to a Raw ever.
Yeah.
Then we see Deborah backstage. Deborah's sort of getting ready for what is about to happen next, the D'Lo Brown versus Jeff Jarrett match. And then they cut to Mark Henry, who's watching Deborah on the monitor.
Because who wouldn't?
So then we go, what?
Because who wouldn't watch Deborah?
Right. So then we go in ring because the next match is D'Lo and Jarrett. But before the match, D'Lo grabs the mic, tells Mark Henry we're focused on winning the tag titles, not Deborah. And to take your mind off Deborah, I got a nice little Valentine's Day present for you. And that Valentine's Day present was Ivory, which honestly, that's an upgrade in my opinion. So
hey, Whoa, yo, hey, no.
You
Ivory was
disagree?
better looking than Deborah.
I think she is.
What are you,
That's just
bruh? Bruh, look, I know you out there in Queens, bro. But like, no pun intended by the way when I say Queens, bro. But what are you smoking on, dog?
I ain't smoking nothing. I'm just giving facts.
What you drinking in that cup that you saying Ivory
That's
is?
water. That's water.
That's
It's
what
facts water.
it's facts water. That's what I call a little bit of no. Keep going.
So anyway,
Hang on, Frank. I
um,
got something for you. Hold on. You said Ivory and well, you said Ivory was hotter than Deborah, right? Hang on a
yeah.
second. I got something for you.
Don't tell me you're pulling up a video clip.
I did you hear it?
I didn't hear nothing.
Oh, here. Hold on. Listen, Frank.
Let's just move on anyway. It's not working. Um, I forgot to even ask you what are your thoughts on the opener? I totally moved on without asking your thoughts. My bad. What are your thoughts on the opener?
So it was cool to see the two baby faces kind of going at each other's throats a little bit. That was a unique thing. Um, I know who you're going to give credit to for that. You're going to give credit to Vince Russo, but
Him and Ferrara wrote the show, but it also everybody involved deserves credit for that opener. Everybody involved deserves
it
credit for
was, it was a very good opener. I liked Mankind. I liked Stone Cold, and I liked those guys kind of butt heads. That was kind of nice,
it.
especially in the build to WrestleMania 15 because they had like there was one match where it was at WrestleMania 15 and it was Mankind versus Big Show with the winner being a special
Right.
referee, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
CJ knows a little something something. CJ's not stupid. No.
So D'Lo and Jarrett was a short match, but it wasn't bad at all because, like I said, the crowd on this night was so phenomenal, and
Right.
they were into this match for as short as it was. D'Lo got the win thanks to interference from Ivory, which led to Ivory and Deborah having a brawl that's broken up by each team, by their side pulling their girl away. So, what's your thoughts on this match and the segments, pretty much in between?
I was only 6 years old when this all happened, so I don't really have much recollection, but I'll just say that Deborah is way hotter than Ivory, and that's
Well,
a fact.
there's something called Peacock where you can watch these shows, and you're actually supposed to watch them before we do these reviews.
Yeah, I know. I watched it, and yeah,
Well,
this segment was decent. I liked the Mark Henry D'Lo Brown tag team, and
yeah,
that,
they were entertaining.
that was a very cool team, and I really enjoyed it.
Now, shout out to Michael, who we're gonna be doing the W2000 reviews at some point. I don't know when, but when I shared the link, which is no longer the right link to this show, he said that this right here popped him. This segment. It's an earlier today shot, and it's a shot from the hotel room in the stadium, which they were in the Blue Jay Stadium, the Sky Dome, and it's Val Venus in a hotel room, and he's seen with Ryan Shamrock, and they're both in nothing but towels.
Now, see, Ryan Shamrock was hot too.
She was, yeah. And then after showing the build-up so far to this Val Venus Ken Shamrock feud, we go to Val Venus and Ryan Shamrock, who are interviewed in the middle of the ring. Val Venus gets a couple of words out, but before he can really say anything, Ken Shamrock comes out, takes out Val, takes out a couple of referees in his way. And I've said it before, I'm not the biggest Ken Shamrock fan, but when they had him in this angle and he just, brought all that intensity out, and just 99, they did a lot of great stuff with him in 99 that involved Ryan Shamrock. So bringing in Ryan Shamrock,
that's storyline. Yeah.
bringing in Ryan Shamrock was like the best thing they can do for Ken Shamrock's WWE career. And after that segment, what were your thoughts on this segment?
The segment was great. Val Venus had that intensity, and he brought that out. He brought out the best in Val Venus here, in my opinion.
Yes, no
Also,
doubt.
fun little tidbit of information. Val Venus, I'm sorry, no, Edge married Val Venus' sister in real life.
Yeah, I saw that recently.
There's a little,
But I don't think right, yeah, Val Venus. Yeah. The funny thing about that too is Edge was originally supposed to be Val Venus.
really,
That,
like, oh yeah, Sex and
yeah.
Hardcastle, I think, right?
Right, he was Sex and Hardcastle. That was on the Indies, but WWE pitched the Val Venus gimmick to Edge, and Edge didn't want to do it.
Huh?
So he didn't get Val Venus, but he got Val Venus's sister.
Hey,
So yeah.
doing it.
So
Hey, before we continue,
mhm.
I think we need to talk about what's going on currently, just a little bit, with what's going on in the WWE. So Stephanie is out. She's gone. She's out. Vince has come back. So now, and Vince is looking to sell the company. And apparently there was, I'm not sure who really has something that they can actually offer. But so far, some of the names that have been thrown out there to purchase WWE are Disney, um, Saudi Arabia, and the Khans.
It's not going to be the Khans. I'll tell you.
I think we could take out the Khans. Yeah. And Saudi Arabia, that was a rumor that got spread like wildfire. But I don't think
the one thing I was very excited for was and I hope it still happens, the bringing the company private. No more, investors to worry about and all that. And Vince can run the company however he wants. Put it private, and he can do whatever the hell he wants. I hope that happens.
Yeah, that would be a really cool idea. Question for you: do you think that the creative team, now that Vince is back, do you think that Triple H will lose some of his power?
I hope so, but I don't think so.
You hope so. Why?
Yes, I've said it before. I don't want a pro wrestler running creative. I want a television writer running creative. I've said that before.
Really?
Yeah, pro wrestling is a television show, as I've said tons of times. I don't want somebody from the wrestling bubble in charge of creative.
So you don't want. So this is such a ridiculous comparison, so forgive me. But you wouldn't want a real witch to write for Charmed if witches existed? You wouldn't want a real witch? I told you it was a ridiculous comparison.
Who writes for Charmed? Television writers, right? There you go. It's a television show.
There should be someone with experience of what you're talking about.
What? He has no experience at writing TV.
But he has experience being a pro wrestler.
That has nothing to do with it. That's a totally big difference, man. Just because you know how to work a hold doesn't mean you know how to write television. It's a big difference.
I love getting you all worked up, bro. Let's get back to the show.
But yeah, before I hope the company goes private. That's all I hope for. And hopefully we get television writers back. Yeah. This show, by the way, that we were reviewing, not only was it tremendous, it was written by television writers. And I said right after, in my notes, right after this Shamrocks segment that we had, I said in my notes, I've seen St. Valentine's Day Massacre 1,000,000 times, and I even want to order the damn pay-per-view just 20 minutes into this episode, watching this episode here in 2023. This is a damn good go-home show. I'm telling you, for a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I've seen Speed View a million times, and even watching this show, it makes me want to order the damn pay-per-view. I tried calling my cable provider and said, "Let me get St. Valentine's Day Massacre '99." They're like, "What?"
Yeah, that's been out of our rotation for a while there, buddy. It's probably on Peacock.
Well, I have it not only on Peacock, I have it on VHS. So
There you
anyway,
go. That's old school right there, going to the VHS.
whenever we get to the show, we will to reviewing that pay-per-view, we will see the VHS. Anyway, backstage now. Backstage, we see Ryan Shamrock giving Val Venus a massage because, of course, he just got taken out by Ken Shamrock. And Val says he's going to end it tonight. Even though they have the match of the pay-per-view, Val Venus doesn't give a damn. He's going to end it tonight.
Guys, this is YouTube. I better behave. Sorry. Go.
And but YouTube's cracking down like crazy on YouTubers nowadays. Apparently, like, you can't curse like 8 seconds into a video or else you'll get demonetized. It's crazy. We don't have to wait.
Hey, demonetize this channel, YouTube. You won't do
we
it.
We don't have to worry about getting demonetized. We ain't making no money off this.
Not yet.
Anyway, so they cut to the ring. Goldust is in the ring getting ready for a match, and he's given blue roses by the usher, like how Goldust used to do to Razor Ramon when he was having the Razor Ramon feud.
Yeah.
So an usher is giving roses to Goldust here. And then Gilbert comes out. Gilbert is the Goldust opponent. And we're still waiting for number one when it comes to Goldust. Gilbert, excuse me. Gilbert still got that goose egg in the win column. And in the middle of the match, Goldust looks like he's going to pick up an easy win. He does his finishing move, slams Gilbert, down. And then Goldust music hits.
Don't you ever insult Gilbert like that ever again.
Then Goldust music hits. Goldust is, of course, caught off guard. He looks at Titantron, and it's Blue Meanie on the Titantron, distracting Goldust. And then Goldust gets rolled up by Gilbert. 1, 2, 3. Gilbert finally gets his first win, which I had thought that it was Christian who was Gilbert's first defeat, but I guess it was Gilbert won a title against Christian, I guess.
I don't remember that happening.
Yeah, the only reason I remember it is because Christian poked fun at it on the Edge and Christian show. Remember that? Yeah. The Edge and Christian show.
Wait, I had a show called the Edge and Christian show. What? Word?
The network. On the network, yeah. Word? The early years of the network. Oh my gosh, you're missing out.
Damn.
It was like 2 seasons too. It was like on for like 2 seasons. It's worth a look. I'll say that.
I must have been damn entertaining.
It was. So
I must have been entertaining.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
Wow.
After Goldust.
Wow, Frank. Don't disagree or nothing. Damn, dog.
Well, we're not talking about you when we say Christian. That's the problem.
Well, who else is there? That's Chris. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look at the shirt. Look at the shirt. The man, the myth, the legend. That's me.
We're talking about Jay Russo. Rizzo. I don't know how to pronounce his real last name, but we're talking about Jay.
Jay or Buddy Jay. Yo,
not
hey,
Jay. No, not that Jay. No. But anyway, so
hey, Jay, shout out to you, buddy.
He's not watching. He's watching the Seahawks and 49ers, as I'm sure everybody is watching playoffs right now. But hopefully we will get some on-demand views after we're done. Maybe hopefully tomorrow and beyond.
I'm not watching.
But anyway,
I'm here.
Right.
See,
we're not.
I'm actually watching Shrug's stream. He's going for 24 hours. He's been going for 24 hours now, and he's still going. And
I'll never understand. I get why there's some people where streaming is like how they get paid. I'll still never understand how you can do a stream for 24 hours. That is freaking crazy.
Yeah, that's kind of a goal of mine, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, it better, if it's a goal of yours, it won't be with me. I'll tell you that.
Hey, why? You're no fun.
I ain't doing no 24 hours. Get the fuck out of here.
You know what's funny? I was on a stream last night for what 12 or 13 hours, and I was like, I'm gonna stay awake. I'm gonna stay awake. I gotta stay awake. By the 13th hour, I was like, dude, I'm going to bed.
I don't see how some of these streamers don't fall asleep on their own 24
See,
hours.
he's prepared. He's prepared to fall asleep on his bed, and if that happens, and he'll still stream, and people will just play with the noises on him.
That's crazy. But anyway, getting back to the review. So Goldust has been defeated by Gilbert.
Hey, real
It's
quick,
Gilbert.
real quick. If you want to hear, if you want to know who we're talking about, go follow Shrug Raps on Twitter. I mean on Twitch. Twitch.
Yeah.
Go follow my boy Shrug Raps. He's a friend of this YouTube channel. Shout out to my boy Shruggity. Go.
Yeah. So Goldust is defeated. It's Gilbert's first win ever. And after the match, Goldust is of course upset that Blue Dust, his opponent for the pay-per-view tomorrow, just cost him a match. And he's outside of the ring. The lights go out. Can't see anything. Lights come back on. And just like the Brood with the bloodbath, the Blue Dust has just given Goldust a blue bath. Goldust is covered in blue.
Yeah.
Similar to the This was similar to the D'Lo Jeff Jarrett match. It was short and it was okay. No, because again, the crowd was so into this that even these quick matches are just fun to watch. Man. Your thoughts on it?
I thought, this was a very entertaining feud, Blue Dust and Goldust. It's one of those sort of underrated feuds, in my opinion. Like, you talk about like a sports entertainment type feud. This was sports entertainment. This was that.
Pro wrestling is sports entertainment, but okay.
Huh?
I said pro wrestling is sports entertainment. It's the same thing.
Calm down, buddy. I didn't insult it. I was giving him praise. So
I know you're giving it praise, but when you say sports entertainment, it is pro wrestling. Sports entertainment is the same exact thing. AEW, whether they like it or not, is sports entertainment. They're not providing real fights every week on Wednesday night, just to let everybody know.
Oh boy.
Anyway.
Wow.
I wish we can get the sports out.
A third opinion on that. Hold up a second.
I wish we can get the sports out and just call it entertainment, but that's a different story.
Hang on a second. You gotta get a third opinion on that one.
We got 2 views. Somehow, even on NFL wildcard weekend, we can still string together 2 views. Thank you to everybody who's watching.
We appreciate you guys. Thank you very much.
Who are you calling?
You'll find out. If he answers, he might not. He might be busy.
Whoever it is, they might be watching Seahawks and.
Hey, Dad, I got a question for you. First of all, you're live on the YouTube channel right now with me and Frank. Say hi.
Hi, Frank.
What's up, whoever this is?
This is
Christian didn't do me.
It's Papa Retro, Frank.
Oh, hey, what's up, Papa Retro?
Hey, I got a question. Is sports entertainment the same thing as pro wrestling?
Is sports entertainment the same thing as what?
Pro wrestling.
Yes.
Thank you, Papa Retro.
Frank says that, so I gotta get a third opinion on that one before. Yeah.
Yes, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
And he likes Frank here. Well, tell him what you're more of a fan of when it comes to wrestling.
Well, I'm a fan of the entertainment aspect. I'd take out the sports aspect to begin with and just call it entertainment. But that's just me.
Yeah. It's as long as it's entertaining, it's good.
Yep.
I agree.
I agree. Thank you. Appreciate you.
All right.
Love you. Bye.
Love you too.
So we've had both Mama Retro, who's been in person, and now we've had Papa Retro.
Papa Retro.
Voice wise.
Yeah, and Jaxie Retro. Jax! Come here, boy. Yeah, I know how to get my dog. Jack, you want some nuggets? Oh, look who it is, guys. I don't know if you'll be able to see him very well. Look. Hang on a second. You want to say hi to the people, bud? Look. You want to say hi? Say hi. Say hi.
Jackson Riker and Nia Jax.
Buddy, if he ever calls you Nia Jax, you have my full permission to rip his face off. Yeah.
You're all of a sudden you're okay with Jackson Riker. When I first started calling him Jackson Riker, you hated that.
I'll take Jackson Riker over Nia Jax. Damn. I mean, my dog's not even a female, bro. He's a boy. He's a good boy. Oh, you're a good boy. It was funny. I took him for a walk today, and we were coming back home, right? And my dog, he loves people, right? So we stop. So we come through. We turn into my housing area, and he goes right up to a female neighbor, right? And she is scared shitless. She's like, right? And she's like, I'm like, oh, come on, buddy, let's go home. We're almost home. And she's like, he's not gonna hurt me, is he? I'm like, oh heck no. He's a sweet boy. He wouldn't hurt you at all. He's very friendly. He was just trying to sniff you a little bit and say hi. That's all.
He was just trying to sniff you a little.
Yeah, that's a pause moment. I know. Yo, hey, you stop with those two.
So anyway, after Goldust versus Gilbert, we get an Earl Hebner interview. Because remember, in this segment, the Shamrock segment, Ken Shamrock not only came out and attacked Val Venus, he attacked a whole bunch of referees that were trying to stop him. So Earl Hebner gets interviewed here, and he says none of his referees will officiate the IC title match tomorrow night, which is between Val Venus and Ken Shamrock. And he says, because of this, if they cannot find a referee for the title match, Shamrock will forfeit. Next, the DX music hits. DX comes to the ring, and crowd's going nuts for DX.
Ready? Are you ready?
Crowd went absolutely nuts.
I'm sorry, folks. I'm a little distracted. I'm playing with my pup here. My fault. Let me stop.
Well, actually, I should ask, what did you think of the Earl Hebner interview? I keep jumping over. I need to remember to ask you. So what did you think of the Hebner interview?
It's always interesting when they bring referees in for storylines. So
yeah, I agree. So DX in ring here. Triple H says China wants to play in a man's world. Well, here's her chance, as Triple H and China are facing each other tomorrow night at the pay-per-view. X-Pac says he's facing King tonight, and he has no problem with it. And then he tells Shane McMahon, if he wants a fight, well, don't sing it, bring it. And then, of course, Road Dogg takes the mic, does the old the New Age Outlaws thing where D-Generation X proudly presents to you, all that. And then he says,
you champions of the world, the Road Dogg,
the
badass Billy Gunn, the New Age Outlaws.
At this point, it was former tag team champions. They did not have the belts at this point, but he did say former tag team champions. He says, Al Snow, this is Road Dogg talking. He says, Al Snow, I'm going to walk a mud hole in your ass, and then I'm going to not walk it dry. He's going to moonwalk it dry as he does the moonwalk.
As I did that DX intro, I kind of scared my puppy a little bit. He's now hiding in his desk.
And we get a bit of a funny moment here between the New Age Outlaws. As Billy Gunn gets the mic, he says, it's not fair that all of DX has matches at the pay-per-view tomorrow night and I don't. And then he says, on top of that, I'm #1 contender for the freaking IC title. So I got to find a way to get into that match. And he goes, you know what? I know exactly how to. He takes the shirt off to reveal a referee shirt. And Road Dogg says, oh, I got it. You're going to apply for a job at Foot Locker.
Hey, how many of you people remember Foot Locker out there, man? I don't know if that place is
I,
business, but what?
I've been to Foot Locker a few times. I definitely remember.
You want to come say hi to the people? Is that what this is? Here. You want to say hi to the people? Here. Look at the camera.
What is his thoughts on this DX segment here?
Taxi, what did you think of the DX segment, buddy? What did you think of it? Did you like it? Oh, yep, his tail's wagging. Yep, he liked it.
Okay, yeah, DX is over even with dogs. So
Yeah, I
so
mean,
that
we
Billy,
have a guy in the group that's named the Road Dog. Yeah,
of
he's
course, yes,
over with dogs.
yes.
Huh.
So
You like the Road Dog.
so Billy Gunn, of course, announces he will be the special ref in the IC title match. So we go from Earl Hebner saying, "Well, there won't be any of my reps in the match, and if they can't find a replacement, then Shamrock drops the title or forfeits the match." Excuse me. To the very next segment, we find right away the solution to that problem.
Lay it down. Let's go.
Is Billy Gunn becomes the special ref for that match.
Go lay down. Go lay down.
Oh,
Sorry about
so yeah, that was a phenomenal segment. Like I said, DX was over big with this Toronto crowd. One of the best segments of the night, although I'd probably give that to the opener.
Not food. Sorry, folks. I got my dog in my room, and he's.
So what did you think? What did you think of the DX segment?
DX was always entertaining, and that was funny line. Oh, you're gonna work at Foot Locker? Yeah, that was.
I love that. That popped me. I love
Yeah,
that.
that
That
was
definitely popped me.
I don't even know if Foot Locker's still in business, but if they are, shout out to them.
I believe they are, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, I know there's a lot of shoe stores that still are around. So,
If they are, I hope they're still wearing the ref shirts in the store. So next we see Shane and Mr. McMahon backstage as they are coming to the arena. They're walking to the inside of the arena because McMahon, or not McMahon, Austin and Mankind is next. So McMahon comes out.
Oh wait, no, that was something else. My fault.
Mr. McMahon comes out. Then Austin and Mankind come out, and then they have somebody put a mic towards Mr. McMahon as you know the referee's about to put the stipulations here, and McMahon says, "We're throwing the rule book out for this one." And he says,
"Hey,
somebody's gonna."
Hey, see this? This is the rule book.
He says, "You can do whatever you want. Just somebody's gonna get their ass whooped tonight." And then Austin grabs the mic and says, "It is gonna be somebody who gets his ass whooped tonight. It's not gonna be Austin. It's not gonna be Mankind." So wait, what's he talking about? He's saying he's not gonna whoop Mankind's ass. Well, as he's saying this, Mankind is right behind Mr. McMahon, and he's pulling that sock right out of his pants, his pocket.
It's Taco.
Yeah, putting it on.
Hey, don't you ever just refer to that as just it's a sock. He's pulling out the sock. No, you put some respect on that sock's name. That's Mr. Sacco to you, buddy.
And then when
about was he's putting a sock on. No, that's Mr. Sacco, bud. That's a Hall of Fame level candidate right there, buddy.
Oh, most definitely. There should be a prop for Hall of Fame. I mean, a Hall of Fame prop.
Like, Mr. Sacco could be a superstar. Like that's how cool it was.
Mr. Sacco was over. Ain't no doubt about it.
Just like Al Snow's head. Pause.
We will see who we will be seeing in this show later. But yes, that too. So he puts the sock on. McMahon turns around and gets the mandible claw, and the corporation comes out.
Folks, I know y'all can see his tail. He's back.
Corporation comes out. There's a brawl between the corporation and Austin and Mankind, and Austin and Mankind are able to fend off the corporation. And great little segment right there. But now we get to leading how we're going to get to the main event here. As after we come back from a break, Mr. McMahon comes out with the whole damn corporation by his side and says, Austin, you are going to rue this day. And
Rue it.
tonight, with the exception of The Rock's, because he has his WWE title match to get ready for tomorrow night, Austin is going to have to run the gauntlet against the corporation. And that's your main event for tonight. So what did you think about all this?
This was very entertaining. It was a very good way to get out of Mankind versus Stone Cold and still keep that story going. And
I agree. This was a great segment. Again, the crowd was into everything.
You are going to hear Frank say this was a great segment. This was a great segment. You'll never hear Frank say what a great match.
You will. I will say what a great match. You'll hear it. In fact, in this show too, there's a couple matches coming up.
All right.
Then we go to for Godfather versus.
Keep the show going. I gotta go use the bathroom real quick. I'll be back.
All right. So next we got Godfather versus Val Venus with Midian on commentary. This match only lasted a few seconds after Midian came off commentary, got into the ring, and both Midian and Viscera put a beat down on Godfather. Then we see Val Venus and Ken Shamrock in a brawl backstage. Billy Gunn was actually in the middle of it because, of course, he's now the referee for that match. And Ken Shamrock ends up getting pulled away by the corporation. I believe Val Venus was pulled away by DX, and Billy Gunn, of course, pulled away as well. But Shamrock, of course, pulled away by the corporation, not only because Shamrock is in the corporation, but of course Shamrock's going to be a part of this main event here where Austin has to run the gauntlet against them. Next up, we get X-Pac versus Kane. And this is another quick match here where China interferes and attacks attacks X-Pac. And they go try to 2-on-1 attack on X-Pac, but then China calls off Kane and wants X-Pac for herself. She tries to pedigree X-Pac, which then Triple H comes out, saves the day for X-Pac. He clotheslines Kane out of the ring, and what happens? So after he clotheslines Kane out of the ring, Triple H and X-Pac are standing together. China's on the other side of the ring. They both stare down. All three of each other stare down at each other. And then I believe China looks to attack both of them. They duck. And then as China comes over to the ropes, Kane pulls her out of the ring and walks away with her. This is, again, a good segment here, building up the DX feuds between Triple H and China. And then X-Pac with I don't think X-Pac was feuding with Kane at this point. They end up becoming a tag team later in the year, but at least the Triple H China feud, good way to build that up. Decent little segment there. Then we see Road Dogg laid out backstage with a bunch of doctors checking on him, wondering what's going on, how'd he get attacked, which Road Dogg continuously says, go get Billy, talking about Billy Gunn, which the doctors ask him, is this the guy who attacked you? He said, no, that's my tag team partner. Then we see Al Snow in the ring, says he's come to Toronto to prove a point. He says Road Dogg isn't the crown prince of hardcore, Al Snow is. Al Snow then says there's no sense in waiting for this pay-per-view. Let's have a hardcore match now. Of course, Road Dogg was literally just laid out, and we saw it in the very prior segment to this going down. So, of course, we know Road Dogg isn't going to answer this challenge. So that's when Al Snow says, well, you know what? If Road Dogg isn't going to respond, then I'm going to have a hardcore match with myself. So which he would just start beating the hell out of himself with weapons A very funny little segment here.
I'm back. Yeah,
But after that,
I came back right for the Al Snow hardcore match. This was, man, I love these kinds of matches that Al Snow did. Whenever he wrestled himself, they were hilarious. Put himself to the table, throw the bowling ball at him in his own area. Like, it was just
I
funny.
love the hardcore matches. The hardcore matches during the Attitude Era were one of the more underrated parts of the
Yeah.
Attitude Era. The second match on like pay-per-views, there was almost every pay-per-view in 1999 had a hardcore match as its second match, and it was always entertaining. But hold on, we'll go back here. What are your thoughts on Godfather versus Viscera?
Godfather versus Viscera, it was just kind of there for me.
Yeah. Right.
Wasn't nothing special to write home about, but it wasn't.
Val Venus and Ken Shamrock brawling backstage. They get pulled away. What are your thoughts on that?
You know, I thought that was funny when he said, "Go get Billy, go get Billy."
Well, no. That wasn't that. That's actually later. This was it was Val Venus and Ken Shamrock brawling backstage, and Billy Gunn was actually involved with this because he kind of got in the middle of it.
Oh.
He was wrong with his referee shirt on. He was actually in the middle of it brawling. Shamrock got pulled away by the corporation. I think Val Venus might have been pulled away by DX, but I know Billy Gunn definitely was pulled away by DX. What about X-Pac and Kane and the interference that
those guys had a good feud. They had great chemistry together, and this was a great match. That was a good match.
I think one of the more underrated storylines of '99 was them teaming together and the feud that ensued late '99, early 2000
over Tori. Yeah.
Yes. And now here's what you.
Give me 1 second, buddy. What's wrong? Why are you acting all clingy all of a sudden? Huh? I mean, before I didn't even, before I called your name, you wanted nothing to do with me, and now you're being all clingy. What's going on? Huh? Can I play with you later? Okay, was it okay? Okay. I took you for a walk already. I took you already. Don't you do the thing. I already took you, bro. I already took you, bro. Remember, we took a little walk? Yes. And you'd like to go up against that fence where all those doggies are and talk mad crap with them. We always go by a fence, and they have like dogs in their backyard all the time. So
here's what you were alluding to. Road Dogg laid out backstage. The doctors are checking on him, and he tells the doctors, "Go get Billy." The doctors are like, "Is this the guy who attacked you?" He says, "No, that's my tech partner."
That was funny. What? Go get Billy. Why? Is he the guy that attacked you? No, he's my partner. You fucking idiots.
Yeah. So as I was,
right, use your.
Yeah, and this was the segment I had just gotten up to. Al Snow came out, said he wanted to prove that Road Dogg isn't the crown prince of hardcore. I am, meaning Al Snow is. And he ends up having a match with himself because he calls out Road Dogg. And, of course, the guy had just gotten attacked. So, of course, he's not coming out.
Buddy, please.
And now Al Snow is beating up himself with weapons. It's freaking hilarious.
No.
And then, of course, Hardcore Holly, who is Al Snow's teammate, tag team partner in the Job Squad, comes out.
I can't right now.
He tries to get Al Snow to stop beating up himself, and then Al Snow just pushes Hardcore away. They end up brawling for a few minutes, and this, of course, is leading to the infamous Hardcore match that happened the next night at the pay-per-view, where they brawled into the Mississippi River. So, what were your thoughts on this segment here?
This was a good segment. I liked that hardcore match that they did at St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Jackson, what's wrong, bro? My dad. This dog had what?
SWAT.
Hey, bud. SWAT's 5. Shout out to you, brother. Everybody go follow SWAT's 5. He's a YouTuber. He posts wrestling matches all the time on his channel. Go follow my man, SWAT's 5. He's the homie. What's up, bro? How are you doing?
Good.
I apologize if I seem a little bit distracted. I got my dog in my room, and he is just begging me for something. I don't know what, because I already took him for a W, so he's already got that. And oh, I know what he wants.
So next, Draz is interviewed by Kevin Kelly. They ask him, or Kevin Kelly asks him, why does he hate the oddities so much? And instead of answering that question, Draz has a question for Kevin Kelly. And the question is, do you think I'm a punk? Kevin Kelly says no. So
Yes.
Draz like, well, you called me a punk. It was, I guess it would have been a Shotgun episode or something, either Shotgun or Heat or one of those minor 1 hour shows prior to a few days. Yeah, the B shows. And Draz ends up attacking Kevin Kelly to prove he's no punk, to which Steve Blackman walks up to him and says, hey, what are you doing punching Kevin Kelly for? And Steve Blackman pretty much breaks that up. Next, Steve Blackman is actually in a match, and it's the best match of his damn career, which, I mean, he was lucky enough to get the
There's that phrase, best match. Okay.
He was lucky enough to get The Rock on a night like this where it's a freaking pay-per-view atmosphere. Like I said, they were at the freaking Sky Dome, which has been home to a couple WrestleManias. This is a Raw, but it's essentially a pay-per-view. It's got a pay-per-view atmosphere. It's got tons of people because it's such a big arena. And yeah, so Steve Blackman takes on The Rock, and the crowd was into his match from start to finish. Phenomenal match. Rock ends up getting the win with the people's elbow. And,
Yeah.
After that,
this was a great match. These guys, they've worked together before this match too, and that was a good one too. So I think it was just they had a good chemistry. Because
probably, but it damn sure didn't help being in the Sky Dome. I'll tell you that.
And also, I would put Ken Shamrock on that same level of I would put Steve Blackman on that same level as Ken Shamrock in terms of fighter turned pro wrestler.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm not crazy about fighters, and I wasn't the biggest Blackman fan. Like I said, when it comes to Ken Shamrock, I wasn't a big fan of him. But at this point, when they were putting him in storylines with this Val Venus storyline, and then the corporate ministry storyline that followed, they brought that intensity. Those storylines brought the intensity out of Ken Shamrock, and that's when I was a fan of Ken Shamrock during during that time.
Yeah.
As for Blackman, he did have some entertaining stuff with Al Snow that happened a year after this in early 2000 with the whole head cheese stuff. But yeah, not much, honestly. I wouldn't say much about Steve Blackman. I'm not a big fan. But this match, they killed it. Him and Rock killed it, definitely.
In the best possible way, yeah.
Yeah. So now we see a split screen where Austin and the corporation are getting ready for the match. And now we go to that match. Austin has to run the gauntlet against the corporation. And pretty much in this match, every time he hit the stunner on somebody, the next corporate guy jumps in and essentially gets the guy disqualified before he's pinned.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all to try to get the one-up on Austin. Once the stunner's hit, they know the other guy's good done, so they jump in. And at one point, Austin's pretty much beaten almost everybody, and pretty much the whole corporation just jumps in the ring, tries to attack Austin, which they do. They succeed in attacking Austin to the point where Austin's down. Mr. McMahon comes in the ring, gets the pinfall. 1, 2, 3. McMahon gets the win for the corporation. And this would be of all the matches, this would be my match of the night. This was tremendous.
Yeah,
crowd was into it. Again, crowd was into freaking everything.
Yeah, and then as you can see in the thumbnail, they lock, they hold Austin down, and they let McMahon slap the dog shit out of him.
But not only that, not only does McMahon slap dog shit out of him, they both have this face-to-face that is absolutely intense. And it was so intense that it was the VHS cover of the McMahon versus Austin feud VHS.
Y'all see it in the thumbnail. Y'all see it in the
Yeah.
thumbnail.
That was a tremendous little moment right there. The crowd honestly wasn't as hot as I thought they would have been for that. But honestly, when they're sitting there for 2 hours, they're going nuts over everything. They must have been like tired out at this point. And they just weren't loud enough for that moment. But just the intensity that Mr. McMahon and Stone Cold brought in that moment just made it such a great moment. And a great way to finish what was a tremendous Raw. I give it a 10 out of 10, the show overall. 10 out of 10.
I give it an 8 out of 10. It was great, but I wouldn't say 10 out of 10 because 10 out of 10 means it's like perfect and
It
nothing
was to me.
ever perfect. So
to me, weekly shows, especially the last weekly show before a pay-per-view, is all about building the storylines that are leading to the pay-per-view. They did a great job of that. It's all about of course, every wrestling show is all about working the crowd. Although nowadays it's all about rope work. You got to get the ropes interested nowadays. It's no longer about getting the fans interested. If the ropes are bouncing up and down, that means you got some good rope work and you know how to work them ropes. But back then, it was all about working the crowd. And this crowd was into every freaking second of this show. Again, like I said, at the end, when McMahon and Austin had that little stare down, they weren't as loud as they were throughout the night. And I guess maybe they were pissed off, maybe that Mr. McMahon won, or maybe they were just tired. I don't know.
Can you hear me all the way up there on your little soapbox?
This was
go ahead.
Yeah, this was a tremendous Raw. And after so next week you have New Year's Revolution 2006, which we might have a guest in that. We might have Tro guest hosting with us.
That'd be fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit him up and say if he still wants to do it. But my choice after New Year's Revolution 06, again, since we just went over one of my favorite Raws of all time, I want to go over another one of my favorite Raws of all time. This one, honestly, might just be my number one favorite Raw of all time. It's from 2000. One of the most infamous quotes, at least thanks to the internet, of all time.
Life sucks, then you die?
Oh, no, not that one. Not that one. Whenever you think of Rikishi, what do you think of besides the Stink Face?
Oh, my God. Are you really going to do that, Raw?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, yo, I'm excited for that one. Okay.
This is one of my favorite Raws of all time. Say it, though. Say it.
I did it for The Rock. I did it for the people. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And this wasn't just some, he said something that sounded funny and it became an epic IWC moment. This was a phenomenal.
Dead ass serious when he said that. He was dead ass serious.
Yeah, the whole show though, building up to who did it, was phenomenal. I cannot wait to cover this, and we will cover that in 2 weeks.
And after we do that Raw, we are going to go ahead and take it back to 2019 for Survivor Series 2019, which is for Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT.
You're really going to make me review a 2019 show?
Yeah. Yes, I am.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
All right.
Suck All right. Ladies and gentlemen, hey, that's going to do it for this episode of the Retro Bros Podcast. We want to thank you for joining us in the new year. We look forward to meeting again next week. Before
we go off the air, this actually was our first show of the new year.
It was, yeah, and it's the day after my nephew's 6th birthday. So,
happy birthday, man!
Yeah, he had a birthday party. I declined to go to the birthday because last night our friend Shrug, as I mentioned, was doing a 24-hour stream. I was up along a lot with him for that stream, and I was tired, and I was like, I'm just gonna stay home and just kind of chill out with my dog. And then Frank was like, "You want to do Retro Bros?" I'm like, "Sure." So,
well, I wanted to do this a lot earlier, but you told me you were doing the party. So you're telling me you didn't even go to the party, and
I
we
did.
could have done this. We could have done this at normal time.
We could have done this at normal time. Well, normal
Why
time.
didn't you tell me?
Hey, I know, because at the normal time, I was still sort of planning to go. It was like a last minute
Oh,
decision.
okay.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Okay.
yeah.
All
And
right.
now you got me yelling, and now my dog is all scared again. So thanks a lot. It's okay, baby boy. I'm not upset. I'm not mad. I'm just talking with my friend. I'm sorry I'm being so loud. I'll try to lower my voice, okay? Cutie boy. Yes, I talk to my dog like that. Shut up. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm CJ. He's Frank. I want to shout out Papa Retro for joining us for a little bit there. Hey, after this stream, after I click in the broadcast, do yourselves a favor. I'm going to put it in the chat. Go follow Shrug Raps. He's one of the most entertaining Twitch users Frank and I follow. So there is a link for his YouTube channel in the comments section. Go follow my boy. He's the homie. He's Frank. I'm CJ. I almost blew that, but I didn't. And we out.